Hi there. Last time we checked in at Gear West, this little one was in my belly. Now he is 12 weeks old, and we have been overjoyed as parents welcoming him into our lives. This is Jet Theodore Treises, and with a name like that, we said he can't be slow. So he's got his little future triathlete Gear West racing bib on. He's here to talk to you about, or help me talk about, how training was a little bit through pregnancy and now getting back into it a little bit.
Yeah, so I feel like you had a really exciting pregnancy, I guess, from a highlights perspective, where, you know, we found out you were pregnant. You did a couple of triathlons pregnant. I mean, you did one that was kind of like your
I did.
voyage.
We were signed up for one, so I was 6 weeks along. Really hadn't told anyone yet, but went and did Michigan 70.3, which was super special because all three of us were out there on the race course together. And actually, I think this would be the biggest tip or piece of advice that I would give to someone who's pregnant and still wanting to train, is just have fun. It was so nice to not have any pressure on me and to just be able to listen to my body and how things felt and just enjoy training. So whatever felt good, that's what I did. If it was showing up at the pool and doing Ted's workout, great. If it was modifying a little bit, great. If it was sleeping in, great. But really learning how to listen to my body was big during pregnancy, even though I was able to kind of get a few races in still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then kind of talk about your schedule, because you're very schedule orientated. So I think you painted it a little more laissez-faire than it actually was.
Yeah.
Talk about how you downscaled your hours per week, and like you were looking at your intensity.
I mean, I typically work with a coach, and we had a pretty good kind of routine set up for each week. So week to week, things looked pretty similar. I tried to keep that structure the same, just because it was working really well and I liked it. But I did decrease intensity as pregnancy progressed, for sure. Had a small injury, an SI joint injury during pregnancy, and that was the only blip. Because actually, I could have started this with, I loved being pregnant. It was super fun. Highly recommend. But I know not everyone's as lucky as I was, but I really think being active helped mitigate a lot of the nausea and aches and pains that a lot of women go through. So it felt okay to keep running how I was running. It really wasn't at the end of the day, so I did have to scale that back.
Mm-hmm. I think it's important too to mention, like, not comparing yourself to other moms out there.
Yeah.
Because you had friends going through the same thing and they weren't able to run, and you weren't able to run for a good portion of it too. So going out and saying, like, I ran until the last week we gave birth, like, it doesn't really paint a full picture of your expectations.
Yeah. Like, I was great first trimester, second trimester, I struggled, third trimester, I was back. That can be completely opposite or vary from person to person. Yeah, so I think that is super important. Every woman is going to do it differently. Or the other thing that I really did change towards the end too was biking indoor on the trainer. So I wasn't outside. I never felt off balance on the bike outside. Like, I think I biked outside pretty late into pregnancy, for sure, a little bit into my third trimester. But then I just stuck to the trainer after that. It wasn't worth the risk to, the crash risk is just too big.
So you mentioned you were on the trainer, you're swimming a little bit. Like, what adaptations did you make onto the bike as far as like your volume, intensity goes? Like, how were you rating that in as the due date came closer?
Yeah, for sure, decreased intensity. Duration kind of kept the same, but adaptations to position was important. As tummy gets bigger, leaning over into a time trial position, kind of impossible. So I actually did keep my TT bike on the trainer. But I just had to sit up a lot more upright, and I definitely wasn't leaning over. And then when I was biking outside, I was on my road bike, which is a little bit more upright position. So that is definitely something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I remember when you were obviously going to your road bike, you're starting to take that outside. Not to sell Gear West, but I was like, we need to make sure this bike is 100% mechanically well. Like, I do not want anything happening. Like, we got all new tires, we got all new chain, we got all new brakes on it. Like, that thing was rock solid. All my focus is on Jet right now, so he is my world. All I think about is Jet. So triathlon's fun to do, but otherwise Jet number one right now.
I agree. I went into it thinking, we'll just see if I ever want to race again. Maybe I won't, and maybe I won't ever race again. I think so, because I love it. But at the end of the day, it's really like you know, that's not the most important thing anymore.